Hey guys, in YouTube world, it's Chris from Loudlabs NYC coming to you from the Hamptons. I haven't gone anywhere since the last time I attempted to do this. This is my second, god damn it, I can't even turn the lights off. My second attempt. I guess we need to turn Steve off. An external mic is connected. All audio output from media source can be streamed or recorded via this mic only. No shit. Thank you. Alright, we're still going. I can't tell you how many times it took me to get this thing set up. Thing being the streaming. It's rather ornery. Ornery? Ornery. Ornery son of a gun. So yes, we were in Hampton Bays, on the east end of Long Island, South Shore. Supposedly a tropical storm came through last night, early this morning, or I guess early yesterday morning. Yesterday morning. I guess I slept through it. I think I heard some rain, and then I woke to little leaves and branches in my yard. So I guess it blew through. I think the folks in southeastern New England probably got it worse than we did here in Hampton Bays. Maybe the folks in Montauk, Block Island, which is part of Rhode Island, got socked with whatever was left of Elsa, which is started in the Caribbean, went through Hispaniola into the Gulf of Mexico, right off the west coast of Florida. Created some havoc for the rescue searchers at the Miami condominium collapse site. Very tragic situation, to be sure. Then went across Georgia and kind of poked out into the Atlantic around the Outer Banks of North Carolina, then up the East Coast. I guess it rained really, really heavily in the city, that is Manhattan, or New York City. Apparently there was roughly 6 feet of water in the subway system in the Bronx. A little less so in Manhattan and Brooklyn, but nevertheless, pretty serious situation. Again, it didn't happen by the time I got up, and I guess I'm not going to tell you what time I got up because not exactly beach weather, although I suppose I could have gone to the beach. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice, I think. Are there stars out? Actually, I don't see any stars. Yeah, so I'm with Loudlabs NYC, and normally, as I've said before, I would be in New York, Manhattan in particular. I usually cover northern Manhattan, the South Bronx, actually most of the Bronx. But since the pandemic, which is not over yet, I have been out here at my place in Hampton Bays, along with every other New Yorker who had a house or who has since bought a house out here. I live in probably the less glamorous of the Hamptons, but in this climate, people have been buying up houses like crazy and either completely rehabbing them or knocking them down and building up something new. I've never seen so much building going on, and consequently house sale prices are really high. I could make a decent profit on the house that I have, which is a puny little thing compared to most of what's out here. But the conundrum is, as in most real estate bubbles, I sell my place for a decent profit, but every other house has increased in value, or at least the market value has increased, which means that it costs that much more money to buy a bigger place, which is the only reason I would sell the house I'm in now. I don't want to leave the area. It's just my wife, my cat, and me. Yeah, but I've been living out here full-time since March of 2000. And there certainly is nowhere near the activity going on in the Hamptons as there is in the city. My good friend and boss, as it were, Adam, the head of Loudlabs NYC. If you watch him, as I'm sure most of you do, well, maybe not most of you who are watching me, I don't know what kind of crossover we have, but Adam has a good 300 plus viewers on his live stream every night, and he's in the city, so there's always something going on in the city. And when I was stringing in the city, I was sure to get at least one job a night. Not everything sells, but you know, sometimes. So most of what goes on out here are MVAs, motor vehicle accidents, some of them pretty bad. I just came from one the other night. Single MVA. I don't know what happened exactly. Driver, a young woman, somehow left the roadway, must have turned, cut the wheel really hard because she rolled it through a utility pole. Didn't hit the pole, then was rolling when it hit the utility pole. Took the pole out, went up the side of a dune, and sort of came to rest right side up. Okay. So what we're listening to is Suffolk County PD, and we are not in their jurisdiction. So anything I hear about, I'm not likely to go to, since it would take me 20 minutes to get to the far eastern end of the 7th precinct of the Suffolk County PD. Law enforcement structure out here is rather. There's Suffolk County, and then the individual towns and or cities within Suffolk County have their own police departments. Some of them, not all of them. You also have the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department. So you have, and you have the New York State Police. So you have 2 countywide police agencies plus local PD. And then when you get out to where I am, in the so-called Hamptons, there is the town of Southampton, which has in it, I don't know, a dozen or so incorporated and unincorporated entities. So the town I live in, Hampton Bays, is a hamlet. I don't know what constitutes a hamlet, versus a village, versus a town. But I live in a hamlet. A hamlet of Hampton Bays, and Hampton Bays, which is actually probably the largest, most populous town on the East End, doesn't have its own police force. It uses the Southampton Town Police, which is actually headquartered in Hampton Bays. But then one of the little towns in it, it's a population of maybe 2,000, has the town of Quogue, has its own police department. Go figure. But Southampton covers on the really sort of from Quogue all the way to Sagaponack. And then there's the town of East Hampton, which includes East Hampton, Sag Harbor, Wainscott, well, the town of East Hampton, Amagansett, and it may also include Montauk, though I have a feeling Montauk is its own thing. And then you have the North Shore, like Southold, not Mastic, Orient Point, place Green. They get Green Point. And so there's a Southampton. There's an East Hampton Town Police. There's a Riverhead Town Police. West Hampton, which is where we're headed right now, does have its own police department. I don't know how I got off on this tangent. I went earlier this evening and had dinner with some friends whom I haven't seen in a year. I had 2 double espressos and these donuts, little donuts, that were fried with sugar, granulated sugar on top, and a little bowl of, or cup of bourbon and caramel. They call them crack donuts because they are so freaking good. So 2 double espressos and a lot of sugar, a little hopped up, and meandering my conversation. So sorry for this sort of stream of consciousness conversation. If you're watching, you're probably thinking I'm a mental patient or something. But so what we're listening to, oh, that's where all this started, was the Suffolk County. Since we're not in Suffolk County, we're not in the Suffolk County Police Department's jurisdiction, I've turned off those frequencies. So that leaves the West Hampton Town Police, well, jurisdiction and agency out here. Town of Quogue, which is extremely quaint. It's on the ocean, as is Hampton Bays. I think there's here. Why don't I share the? It has one set of traffic lights, which we're coming upon. It's very, very exciting. But then we're going to go to West Hampton, and we're going to there's the Quogue Town Police, one of their 2 units. As I turn your brights off, asshole. What the fuck is wrong with people? Jesus, oh God, see, look at this. It's making me swerve all over the place. Yeah, this is not for children. I have a bit of a potty mouth. So we are going to the West Hampton Airport, and you're probably wondering, why would we go to the airport? That sounds really boring, particularly at night. We're going to the airport at night because I'm live streaming now. We can go during the day, and I can show you around the airport. It's actually, well, it's 2 things. It is home to the an Air National Guard unit, and it is also a fixed base operator that is owned and controlled or operated by Suffolk County. It's controlled airspace, Class D airspace, and most of what flies in and out of there are private jets. So the Hamptons, notwithstanding my little corner of it, is ridiculously wealthy, and it's a playground for the rich and famous during the summer, although parenthetically during the pandemic it has been kind of a full-time residence for people who wanted to escape New York, and since there was nothing really going on in New York and people didn't want to be stuck in their apartments, if they had a house someplace, well, they went to it and then worked from wherever they were. But yeah, I don't know what the total real estate value is. It's in the hundreds of billions of dollars. There's an estate out here, I think in East Hampton, on the water, 500 feet of it's on like 8 acres of land. There's state owns or the county owns the land around it. I mean, a private island in this beautiful house, and the price is $500 million. $500 million. That's like the gross national product of Belize. I mean, that's just crazy. Anyway, there's tremendous wealth out here, and those who are traveling to their house from, I don't know, their other house in Aspen or their place in Paris or, I don't know, wherever. Most people are coming from the city who do not drive will take a helicopter out here. But those coming from further away will fly here in their private jet. Now, so I'm going to show you, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for being on the premises of this airport. The tower is closed right now, but there is a Suffolk County Sheriff's Office substation at the airport. And so on a typical weekend like this, I don't know, maybe the hurricane or whatever we had kept some people from coming here, but I kind of doubt it. You'll see these planes parked. Okay, I thought that was a cop. You'll see these planes parked all weekend long. Those are not charter flights, though there are lots of those. These are individuals, privately owned planes, or maybe they're in some kind of fractional ownership deal. But anyway, you've never seen, maybe you have, so many private planes in one place. It's like Aspen in February. So besides the private jets, there is the Air National Guard detachment. There's the U.S. Air Force sign. And they have here, there you go. They have here 3 C-130 transport planes, 4-engine turboprop, big-ass planes, and then 2 Black Hawk helicopters. They don't have any fighter jets here. I think oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit, I just totally passed it. See, that's what I get for talking and driving. So we're going to have to turn around. So we'll take a little peek at how the 1%, that is the people who make, the 1% of the population who holds, I don't know, 99% of this country's wealth, how they get themselves around. There's usually a, I'm all fucked up. Oh, wait a minute. My God. Oh, okay. I never go this way. That's why I'm... Oh, and there's a reason I don't go this way, because the road is closed.
301 to headquarters. 301, go ahead. Get my ecosystem work down here. Can you run me a news, please, and tell me where the registered owner comes back to?
No drone zone.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'll take the data.
All right, I have a feeling.
Juliet, Indigo. She got Juliet, Romeo, Alpha, 346
So
0.
let's zoom in here a little bit. Let me stop.
You know what time it comes back to? Thank you.
So I think you can see a couple of planes right there. There's a cafe, a little diner. All right, so I came in a different way than I would normally, but I can just sort of give you a sweeping panoramic view. Actually, the it's pretty light, so I suspect the weather probably kept some people away. Last week, of course, was the July 4th holiday, and that brought there were a ton of planes out here. But we'll
01, what town did you come back to? Kings Park.
sorry, I don't have a gimbal, so I'm gonna have to carry it. So there's some pretty serious airplanes here. There's this behemoth, this silver thing. Oops. I think that might be a Gulfstream G50. Big airplane. Then you've got, I don't really know the private or corporate aircraft. I know there's Bombardier, there's Beechcraft, which makes one of the smaller jets. Yeah, actually there's Gulfstream, Cessna, the Citation series, Lear, I said Bombardier, Beechcraft, which makes the Premier light jet. So it really runs the gamut. But these, a lot of these are what you would consider heavy or medium jets. Got a couple of, that little guy right there. Hawker, I don't know who makes the Hawker. So yeah, this is how the 1% gets here. Of course, all these planes have a pilot, a co-pilot, usually a flight attendant. And so one has to, so there's two, actually that blue plane is really cool. That's a Gulfstream. I think the Gulfstreams have the sort of large ovalish windows, but there's something back here which has what looks like a third engine on the tail, way back there. I don't know what that is. If anybody knows, do share. That's a Cessna 152, which I've actually flown. I was trying to get my pilot's license at one point. And somebody out here has got a Cirrus, which is a 3 or 4 blade turboprop, low wing. I mean, these planes are absolutely beautiful. So if anyone, you know, is looking to give me something for my birthday, which is coming up, you can definitely, I'll definitely take one of these. So these planes are owned by individuals, or like if it's a fractional ownership, several individuals. But if you don't actually own the plane, you usually don't have the luxury of keeping it parked at the airport for the weekend or however long you're here. And of course the crew is either staying in a hotel someplace, or they are probably, depending on how long their clients are here, may have taken a commercial flight someplace else. There's the tower, which is closed. So actually there are no runway lights on. So I think the tower closes at 11 or midnight. So if you're coming in late at night or when the tower is closed, you key the mic to the tower frequency, which I think is 120.1. You key the mic 5 times and it automatically turns on the runway lights, the approach lights, the taxi lights. Oh, there's actually some lightning off in the distance. Pretty cool stuff, I think. Yeah, so if I win, you know, a few $100 million in the lottery, I'm gonna get myself one of these planes. Not this one, but maybe that one. But the blue one, I think that might be my favorite. That might be a Gulfstream 400, 450. And actually, if you look, it's hard to see, but you can see the tail. You can see the tail of the C-130, one of the C-130, that gray thing in the center of the screen. And there's that beautiful, oh, maybe that isn't, maybe that isn't a Gulfstream. And then there's this guy here, which looks like an Embraer. Embraer is a Brazilian company. But this plane, right there, just right off the nose of this one here on the right. You can barely see it. There you go. That has 3 engines. It has 2 on the rear of the fuselage and then 1 in the tail. So that aircraft could probably fly to the UK or further. I mean, some of these bigger planes can fly overseas without having to refuel. I mean, they can fly direct from New York to London or Paris. Ow! Fuck! Oh man, I just hit my head on a tree branch. Son of a bitch, that hurt. Yeah, so usually there's more, yeah, quite a few more planes out here. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I don't know. I count 21. And again, that's on the light side, but I guess if you were watching the weather, so this is the FBO office, and there's a charter. I think it's called Eastern. I don't know. We'll see when we go out. Oh, this is like a rental car place. But then there's the cafe in this place there. We having fun yet? All right. Let's mount you back up there. It is so humid. And of course, I have the air conditioning on, that the windows condense. Excuse me. So the only other airport out here like this, there's an airport in East Hampton, which is nowhere near the size of this airport. Runway 16, which is the longest runway, and it sort of, well, I'm not going to try to orient us to that, but runway 16 is 9,000 feet. So you could land a 747, a 777, a 787, and you can certainly land a C-130 at this airport. Before we push our luck, but yeah, I'm a bit of an aviation geek.
There's a silver SUV that entered the campus unaccounted for. It was only there for about 5 minutes and it's left. It's strange. Probably, possibly they got in that car. Like, they 29. So, at this point,
if there's a sheriff's deputy inside there. I'm sure there probably is. I have come out here with a camera before, just to shoot the traffic coming, airplanes coming and going, and I've been unceremoniously hustled off the property, off the premises. Ooh. Looks like a police car up there. Shelter Air, that's the name of this. Ooh, that's a really cool plane. But you know what? It kind of looks like a So, besides the airport, or on the airport grounds, there's like a business park, and there's this kind of interesting sculpture. I've seen something similar to that in the city, like on Park Avenue, on the median, but I don't know who it is. Wow. Really whacked my head good. So what else? I mean, it would be nice for something to happen. So we can go to. I was gonna say we could drive out to by the ocean, but. There's not a whole lot to see. Are you crooked? If you're watching any of the other stringers on like Stringer Live, I'm sure you're seeing a whole lot more interesting activity than a largely vacant highway with not much going on. And when I go out, like when I So I usually listen to, I monitor the Hampton Bays Fire Department dispatch. And, so this is Riverhead Police. So they're beyond a certain point on Long Island. There are two forks, north and south, and Riverhead is right at the point where the island splits into the two forks. It's not terribly far away, but I don't know, it's not really worth hanging out there. So, every time I go out, if I hear something happen, if I hear about a job, I dash off, and invariably I'm so focused on getting to the job and setting up, getting a shot, that I forget to bring I don't forget to bring my phone, but I forget to bring up my setup. And going live is never guaranteed to work.
1045 Department on the air to EMS alarm. Got an adult male like came from prior MV Yeah, 830 Alpha response at 120 West Gap Road with across North Lee Lane and Carmel Lane. Repeat perform. You have EMS light team from Gap Road with across North Lee Lane.
Yeah. I know what we can do. 104 north. That would take us. Why do I know that? Where would that go? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Takes us into Riverhead. That's not what I thought it was. So we're going east on the Sunrise Highway. This goes all the way. It starts in the city, or just outside. Well, it does start in the city. In Queens. We're right on the Queens Nassau County line, and it goes all the way out to Montauk. Long Island is, hence the name. I think Suffolk County alone, from the Nassau-Suffolk line to Montauk, is probably about 120 miles. And if you're out on the if you're out east on the South Fork, there's no easy way to get to the North Fork except to backtrack to Riverhead and pick up the main east-west highway or roadway, which is New York Route 25.
That's west of exit 62 with New York, Juliet, Foxtrot, Lima, 4724.
So unlike the city, which is very compact, although, well, at 4 in the morning, if you're in Upper Manhattan and something happens in the Bronx, you can be there in 10-15 minutes. But something could happen. Something happens in Islip. That's 40 minutes away from here. And in most cases, unless it's something really serious, I'm not going to drive 40 minutes. And chances are, by the time I get out there, the areas, if it's something really big, the area's cordoned off. There's little or no access even for the press. And it's really only recently that the press has been, say welcomed, tolerated out here. The police departments aren't so bad. The fire departments are all volunteer, and they take their activities very seriously. So if I'm not there, like before or soon after the first two engine arrives, or the Chiefs arrive, it's hard to get on scene. So that's a frustrating, that's a source of some frustration. Why am I telling you this? I don't know why I'm telling you this. Again, it's all stream of consciousness. It's the Hampton Bays exit. We're going to get off at the next exit, and I think you've been to this place before with me. It's called the Dream Lounge. It's where all the hipsters pretty vibrant. A lot of kids come out here. The young people come out here, and they take what's called a share. So there might be 10 people who all chip in, and so they rent a house for the summer, and they come out on the weekends. And so every member of the share, you know, they have a bedroom, or they share a bedroom. They have a roommate. Day through Sunday, they're together for the weekends. They usually go out together, and then each member of the share gets a week or 2 weeks during the week. I think to themselves, or maybe with one other twosome couple. I don't know.
Clear check.
But they want to party on at night. There's actually, there's a show on Bravo called Summer House. That follows a group of 30-somethings who are professional, supposedly. Most of them are involved in, you know, some kind of social media influencing. Anyway, they share this house, and so there's cameras all over the house, and, you know, there are trysts and lots of drama and drunken capers. Actually, I'm gonna bag the Dream Lounge and go to the Southampton Social Club in the town of Southampton, in the village of Southampton, excuse me. This is that Eagle song? Hotel California. On a dark desert highway. I think those are lyrics, unless I'm making them up or confusing with another song. So the Hamptons back in like the 40s and 50s, even into the early 60s, it hadn't really become the playground for the rich and famous that it is today, and much of it was farmland. The soil here is, I guess, really conducive to farming, and there were a lot of potato farms, cornfields, and grapes for winemaking. There are quite a few.
Gas out in the entranceway to the gas station on West Main, 626 West Main. Called in by a second party. We're telling out for RVAC. I don't know who you can clear.
That is a Stony Brook Medical Center ambulance in front of us.
602, yeah, 310-4, I'm heading that way.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So it was a time when like Jackson Pollock and other sort of famous lived and worked. I mean, Pollock used to, I don't think he had a car, in an area called the Springs, which is a little hilltop. A vehicle into a store? Did I hear that correctly? Shit. If that's the case, I should have stayed. I'll have to listen to that. But yeah, this part of Long Island was extremely rural. It hadn't been developed. In so you would have these cornfields and potato fields right to the ocean's edge. Of course, when this area became increasingly popular with the moneyed set, these farmers sold their land, because being an independent small farmer was not the least bit lucrative, and their land had become worth a lot of money to to developers who wanted to build these McMansions on them. But the Hamptons, in the early part of the 20th century, and certainly at the turn of the 19th century, late 1900s, early 20th century, the place where old New York money went was Rhode Island, like Newport, Rhode Island, or Cape Cod in Massachusetts, and the islands, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. And it was really the wealthy...
Headquarters to 603.
Let me just see what this is going on here.
To Shell gas station, 10-4. 10-4.
They haven't toned out any fire. I don't know. I thought I heard a car into the gas station, but I don't think that's what's going on.
He would not tell me where he was. He was yelling that he was being run over by a car currently.
Oh, all right. It's just an EDP
All right, 10-4.
at a Shell gas station. And so wealthy people of Jewish descent who were not allowed or were excluded from living in or building in a place like Newport, Rhode Island. Although there is a very famous synagogue in Newport, so it's not like there weren't Jews in Newport, but in the sort of WASP society, Jews were not typically welcomed. So the Hamptons became for New York's non-WASP population, became a place at the ocean to sort of replicate that world in Newport. And in towns like Sag Harbor, there are very well-known African American enclaves. I'm not sure what how they found themselves in a place like Sag Harbor, but there's a pretty large community of African Americans who have for decades lived in or had houses or summer places in Sag Harbor, Shelter Island as well. And the same is true also, I think, of what do you call it? Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. These might have been free blacks in the time of slavery. They might have been former slaves or descendants of slaves who came to the North after the Civil War during the Jim Crow period. village of Southampton, and it looks like there's a train coming. A train. The LIRR. Like you've never seen a train before.
3 headquarters up 36.
This is the Montauk branch of the LIRR. This is a train that's coming from Montauk going west. I don't know where it's going. Oh, Jamaica.
Headquarters out in the E section.
I guess it's not stopping. Destination Montauk. So the next train coming through, oh, is it 3:26 a.m.? I don't know. I guess that's, I don't know why it's not stopping here. So, if you're watching this and you are not subscribed to the AeroVision YouTube channel, that would be swell if you would join. I promise you the content there is considerably more interesting than what you're now viewing. So this is outside the Southampton Social Club. They probably think I'm an Uber driver, which actually, you know, if I was an Uber driver, I'd probably make some money. Are you my driver? No, I'm not. Let's see what there is to see, huh? Some cute girls. To be young again, to be 25 or 26 or 27. All right, now, Jesus Christ, there's a Rolls Royce right there. So somebody's being picked up in the Rolls Royce. It's like some young dude.
Do we have anybody responding up to Harold? Apparently he is now closing at 17 over at 7-Eleven. He called me and told me he was in the middle of the circle waiting for us. He's called her about 5 times.
Oh shit.
10-4. We're going to get the statement on DIO. Good.
Bandit 911 in 41 sector coming from 1 Oak. Open line of music. Negative sound distress.
Matching leather pants.
Breaking it up.
Does this make you want to be young again? If you aren't already young. I never did the Hamptons share thing. Or a house summer share anywhere. It wasn't until I got older and got a real job that I was able to buy a place out here. But real estate in the little town, or excuse me, my hamlet, was a lot less than it is today. Not really sure what the point of being here is right now, other than to watch the young and the beautiful. All right, well, that's it for now, I think, unless something interesting happens. I guess I'll talk to you later. Thanks for checking in. I hope the last hour and 3 minutes haven't been a total bore. And that my sordid ramblings haven't been overly obnoxious. But thanks for tuning in.
699
If you're not already a subscriber, that would be swell if you would become one.
Everyone male custody. South 15 under your clan ID. 689-374-029.
All right.
0119.
Okay, my friends, be well, be safe, and we'll do this again soon. Ciao.